Okay, UFC Fight Night. Yadong versus Cejudo takes place this Saturday, and the card is actually pretty stacked, so I'm pretty excited. And we're going to start the main card predictions off with Alonzo Menifield versus Julius Walker. So, Julius is undefeated. He is making his UFC debut. He's 6-0. He has a lot of finishes. What I do notice is that he's fighting against a lot of people that are kind of ass. And the way he's winning isn't a way that I think he's going to be able to, he like kind of takes people down and ground and pounds them out, and these people look super nervous, and they're not in the UFC, they're not in under the spotlight, neither is Julius. I think this is going to be too much for him. I think Alonzo Menifield is losing, but he's losing to people that are like pretty fucking good. Like Azmat Mirzakhanov is good, Carlos Olberg is fucking good. His loss against William Knight is pretty fucking shit, but it's been 4 years since that has happened. Alonzo Menifield is a big, powerful guy. I think Julius Walker is not going to have his debut go well. I'm going to take Alonzo Menifield to kind of Down syndrome powerhouse his way through this fight. I just don't rate Julius Walker's amateur, like his pro career outside of the UFC, very highly in comparison to what Alonzo Menifield has been doing against opponents in the UFC. He is very powerful. He's not good, and if Julius, like, Alonzo isn't good, but I do think he's going to be able to beat Julius Walker in this fight. I might be wrong, but I think I'm going to go with Alonzo by knockout. Next, Gene Silva versus Melsik Bagdasaryan. So, Melsik Bagdasaryan is really good. He's really scrappy, but he has been out for a really long time, and Gene Silva has an amazing team around him, and he's very good, and he's shown that he is fucking powerful as shit, and he knows how to fight, and he can have a war. And Melsik has been out for too long, in my opinion. I think Gene Silva has all the momentum, and he's fighting frequently. I think that's going to be a big advantage for him. I just don't see anyone really beating Gene Silva outside of the rankings right now. Gene Silva is sick at fighting, and he's coming off of a win against Drew Dober, a weight class up, where he beat the shit out of him and cut his eyeball completely open. And Melsik's been out for like a year and a half or something, and I don't trust his momentum and his octagon readiness as much as I do Gene Silva. And I think Gene Silva's just better too. So I'm gonna go with Gene Silva by knockout or decision win. His power punches are lethal. He's a fighting nerd, so he has an amazing team to prepare him for this. I'm going to go with Gene Silva, and I hope he wins because I want Gene Silva to go way up the rankings because he's super fun. Next, Rob Font versus Gene Matsumoto. So, this is a very short notice fight for Gene Matsumoto. It's not super duper duper short, but 3 dupers, god damn. Gene Matsumoto is coming in on short notice. He's coming off a win against Brad Katona where he decisioned out a win that was really close, way too fucking close against Brad Katona. And this is short notice. I'm trusting Rob Font to beat fucking Gene Matsumoto. Rob Font is the gatekeeper king. He's actually good. He has slick striking. He has good grappling. He's good everywhere. He's just not elite, but he's right there. And I trust Rob Font to beat Gene Matsumoto on short notice, coming off a really, really, really close win against Brad Katona, who's shitty. I'm going Rob Font to gatekeeper his way to probably a decision win or a knockout win. Rob Font's no joke. He has a great chin. He has good grappling, so Gene Matsumoto's not going to be able to grapple him. I know Gene's 16-0, but that fight against Brad Katona was too close to call. Or was too close. And Rob Font is very slick, very good, very experienced. I think he's going to be able to beat Gene Matsumoto in this fight. I don't think that's a hot take. I respect and admire. I don't know what I'm saying. I like Rob Font, and I think he's going to win. And I respect his abilities a lot more than Gene Matsumoto's. Next. Co-main. Brendan Allen versus Anthony Hernandez. So this is actually interesting because Brendan Allen is coming off a loss against Imavov, but he's been on a little bit of a streak. Anthony Hernandez is coming off a win against Michael Pereira. That was a dominant win, but we know that Michael Pereira has no gas tank at all. So it's hard to say how good he really is. But I am going to go with Anthony Hernandez in this fight, coming off momentum against Michael Pereira, because he has amazing grappling and that's his main weapon, but he's not a slouch on the feet. I would argue that Brendan Allen is kind of a slouch on the feet. He is good on the feet. ish. And according to Kamaru Usman, he's one of the best at middleweight, which is just bullshit. But what I saw against him versus Imavov, he has no fucking gas tank if he tries to dominate the fucking wrestling department in the first two. And he's not going to be able to dominate the wrestling department against Anthony Hernandez. He's going to get fucking submitted if he tries. I think Anthony Hernandez will win in the grappling exchanges. I think if it's on the feet, it's pretty even. And I think it will come down to the grappling and cardio. And I think Anthony Hernandez is kind of coming into his little prime of that. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to be able to out cardio and out wrestle Brendan Allen. And when it comes to the feet exchanges, I trust Anthony Hernandez to know if he is losing, to shoot for a takedown, and I think he will get it at a certain point in this fight. Brendan Allen is good. I just think he has so many holes. He had such a fucking close fight against Chris Curtis that I can't pick him to win anymore, really. I thought Chris Curtis won that fight, and Chris Curtis is not a top 10 middleweight. So I'm going to go with Anthony Hernandez to win by decision, probably. Next, main event, Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. I really, really like Song Yadong. I think he's pretty entertaining. He's just slick, and he knows what he's doing everywhere, and he like has a weird way that he fights that looks really strong, even though he doesn't have that much power. I think Henry Cejudo is fucking old. I think he's a little bit washed. More than a little bit washed. He has good wrestling, but what Song Yadong has is very good takedown defense. And when it comes to the feet, Song Yadong has a clear, major advantage. He also has a height advantage. I'm going to go with Song Yadong to win this fight at this point in Henry Cejudo's career. I don't think he's going to be able to take Song Yadong. He's definitely not going to be able to take him down. Not very many people take Song Yadong down. He has very fucking good takedown defense, and he is a pretty fucking efficient striker. He had Corey Sandhagen really worried in a couple of those rounds, and arguably, to me, he wasn't doing half bad. I don't know if he would have lost the decision or not if that would have went all the way. And Corey Sandhagen is proving to kind of be shit, but Henry Cejudo is also. So, and Henry Cejudo's main weapon is wrestling. If he can't wrestle, he has not that good at striking, and he doesn't have power, and he's old. And I'm going to go with Song Yadong to win. In the cardio department, he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns. He's going to outstrike Cejudo bad. I just think Cejudo's going to retire after this because I don't think there'll be anything left. If he somehow does pull it off, he said he wants to fight Volk or something or move up, which I would hate that for him too. He definitely doesn't need to move up. I don't think it'll get there, though. I think Song Yadong will stop him here in this main event of this actually pretty sick card. There's some good stars on this card, some studs. So, I'm going to go Song Yadong to win this main event. He's very good. I respect Song Yadong's game. So I'm going to go with him against old Henry Cejudo coming off of a loss against Merab Dvalishvili, where he kind of got dominated. Which isn't a bad thing. Merab's pretty fucking good. But, yeah. I'm going to go with Song Yadong. I really like Song Yadong. I like saying his name. So, yeah. That's about it. I'll see you soon.